Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Brother Khalid here. For the last couple of weeks, I've been studying with Sheikh Wael Ibrahim to try to get certified as a coach for people with pornography addiction. Now, Sheikh Wael has written a book called Beat It. I recommend that all of you guys go ahead and read that book if you are suffering from pornography addiction, or if it's just something you want to, broaden your knowledge space about. First of all, let me just say that pornography is definitely from the shaitan. And it's a way that he tries to keep us off the Sirat al-Mustaqim and tries to interfere in those of us that are attempting to find or attempting to stay on the Sirat al-Mustaqim and to be with the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jal always tells us every time that he talks about hayya, modesty, or he talks about hijab, he always says, lower your gaze and protect your private parts. It's very interesting because, Allah Azza wa Jal's word is perfect. We all know this as Muslims. You cannot alter these words. Allah Azza wa Jal is aware that zina begins with the eyes. There's so many problems that pornography brings into us, but everything begins with the gaze, and lowering the gaze is so important. This is something we're going to touch on later on this week, inshallah ta'ala. Just to give you a brief update on pornography, like I did not realize how deep this went. Me coming from the Jahiliyyah, I grew up in a time in a place where people were saying that, it's normal, it's a normal part of life. But when you find out what it does to us as a society, when you find out what it's linked to, when you find out just the physiological and psychological changes that you personally will go through from watching pornography, it is absolutely shocking. It is something that absolutely needs to end. And you do need, if you are an addict, to try your best to get rid of this habit. It is for your own benefit. Okay. Now, the effects that we're going to have from people who continuously watch, I apologize right now. If you're a sensitive person, please stop this video right now. But I'm going to have to say some things, and if you're a sensitive person, please just stop watching right now. For the rest of you that do want to know, come with me here. The effects that you're going to face is, with men, they have erectile dysfunction, the inability to achieve an erection. It can also cause in men hair loss. So that's a thing that everybody needs to look into. It takes over your time. It does take over your time when you start thinking about, I got to get home, I got to do this, I got to do that. It will also interfere with your prayer sometimes if you're in a place that you're not usually self-pleasuring or watching pornography. You're going to find that you're not able to do your ghusl. You're going to start delaying your prayers just so that you can watch this pornography, because it is something that is addictive. It gives you unrealistic expectations towards your partner. Like your spouse obviously gained a bit of weight, had a couple of your children. Yes, and I'm speaking specifically to men. Even with women, it's also a problem for the women of the Ummah and the women of the world nowadays, because pornography has become so mainstream. You're going to find that your spouse cannot compete and compare with people who have been airbrushed and who have, I'm a cosmetologist by trade. So, I know the difference between what a model looks like before I put makeup on her and what a model looks like after I've put makeup on her. And I tell you, they're two different people. You wouldn't recognize the model without the makeup walking down the street. Alhamdulillah, I left the trade when I became a Muslim. I sold my salons. But it's just unrealistic expectations. You cannot expect your spouse to be looking like or acting like that. And sex that they have in pornography is nothing like real life sex. These people are paid to do this, and it's so violent, and it becomes so aggressive, and it's just not something that we want to do with our loved ones, to treat them so disrespectfully. It rewires your whole brain. It rewires your whole brain, and just weight loss, weight gain, everything that can be attributed to most other addictions, you can attribute to pornography and self-pleasure. Solutions that we're going to have. And again, we're going to talk about this extensively. This is just something I want to touch on right now. All of you people that follow me on Khalid the Revert, first and foremost, the most important thing that you can do is to pray. Just make 2 rakah. Wake up, tahajjud time, make 2 rakah. 2 rakah anytime. And ask Allah Azza wa Jal for help. This is like the best thing that you can do for yourself, because all of this comes from Allah. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. And most importantly, if you do have a problem and you do want to stop, don't wait for Monday, don't wait for tomorrow, don't wait for an hour from now. Stop. What you need to do is what I've seen most people do is that they just delete their entire collection, because some people have vaults of pornography on their laptops or on their phones and their memory cards. Just delete it all. And what you want to do is you want to get like a porn blocker. A porn blocker app, and there's so many that are available for free. There's some that you can buy for real cheap, and get somebody else, a trusted friend, to add in the password and just not tell you. Okay, so you are unable to access things through that. Again, on an Islamic front, what you want to do is you want to do as much fasting as you can. The fasting of Dawood is the best every second day if you can manage, but just as much fasting as you can, because fasting will increase taqwa. Taqwa will increase your guilt towards committing the sin, and inshallah ta'ala eventually you will become so full of taqwa, which is what we should all strive for, so that we are always aware of the things that please and do not please Allah Azza wa Jal. Talk with a trusted person or talk with a professional. I read something interesting once. It was called the 2 rakah solution. So basically, every time that you have an urge, make wudu and pray 2 rakah and ask Allah Azza wa Jal to take it away from you. Cry if you have to, cry if you must. Ask Him to take it away from you. Every time that you have an urge, just pray 2 rakah. Make a little dua. Allah, please help me. Allah is not shy to help the slave that asks Him for help. The other thing that you want to do, listen, most importantly, if you're struggling right now and you're trying to quit pornography, you're going to relapse. It's the nature of addiction. Don't be too hard on yourself. Make your tawbah sincerely. Say you will never repeat it again. And inshallah ta'ala, you will get what it is that you put into it. But you need to strive a little harder and go a little longer. Inshallah ta'ala, even if it's for a day or 2 days and you relapse, don't beat yourself up. As I said, this is the nature of addiction. If you do have pornography addiction, or you feel that you have pornography addiction, please, inshallah ta'ala, message me on Facebook, and I will try, inshallah, to help you out. That's for the brothers. Please, sisters, on the bottom of this video here, I'm going to put up an email to which you can contact my wife Karima, and inshallah she'll be able to help you out as well. She'll inform me of what's happening. I'll inform the proper people, and inshallah ta'ala we can get you the help that you need. But for the sake of Allah, I love you all, and make dua for you. May Allah Azza wa Jal make your test easy. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless you abundantly in this life. May Allah Azza wa Jal help you to lower your gaze. May Allah Azza wa Jal make your family's coolness to your eyes. May Allah Azza wa Jal give you a heart that can cry to Him in sujood. Inshallah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.